I had to have everything under control in terms of my job, my life, and really just became stagnant. I became more complacent and really wasn't growing. I feel like I had to be strong and be there for somebody, and it just became to a point where I couldn't control it. And it just kept adding up, and I didn't have that relationship with God. There was just so much anger and so much sadness of where my life was going, and I really had no sense of direction, and just really just put me in a dark place. I was going through like depression, like really bad depression, and I was in a mentally abusive and physically abusive relationship, and it's tough, like being a leader and being in the community, but also taking care of sick parents. My parents in their 80s and they have medical issues. It's just a lot of stuff bubbles up if you don't know how to get out of it. And I was literally on the couch right here, crying and like mad at God and so angry. I was like, how could this happen to me? Like, why am I in this situation? Like, what can I do to fix it? I was just so mad at everything. I was questioning God, and Preston showed up on my phone, and I answered it, and Preston was like, hey, like, I feel like I had to talk to you. I feel like something told me that I need to reach out to you. At that point, I was like, wow, this is such a coincidence. And he came over and we talked. I told him, I opened about what I was going through. I really haven't opened up to anybody like that. He was like, man, I think you really just need to develop your relationship with God. You need to get into church. And that's one of the reasons why I started thinking, okay, it's like time to develop my faith. And I really feel like him being put in my life was from God. I learned about 21 Days of Prayer my first time at Definition. They mentioned it was coming up, and that's something I was like, maybe I should look into doing that. But I was a little nervous. I was a little scared about going in. I haven't been to church in quite a while, so I didn't know what to expect. And I talked to Preston about it after the first service, and he mentioned about doing 21 Days of Prayer. He thought I should do it too. It was a unique opportunity for me to build my relationship with God, but also we made sure that we were at 6 a.m. at church and we didn't miss. And it honestly helped me because he's just been a great support for me when I needed it, especially when there were days where I felt really weak and really just down. It turned our friendship into a different level. We became brothers, and really seeing him, how his relationship with God impacted him, only motivated me to invest my relationship with God. Steve, I met through Preston, and he was like, hey, I'm starting a small group, would love to have you in the group. And the Connect group was a good way for us to take a deeper dive into different topics, but also it just felt like home, and it felt like such a good community, strong group where it was safe and it was able to learn and grow with the group, but also a time where it strengthened, again, my relationship with God, but also, built that community that I was looking for. I talked to Steve about, getting involved with the Welcome team and starting to serve within the church, because my goal in life is always to bring a smile to somebody's face, and I'm passionate about that. And you never know, especially in this day and age, you never know what somebody's going through. So if at least I can welcome somebody or give a smile on somebody's face, you never know what that can do. It could change their mood and make them more comfortable without coming to church. Honestly, being at Definition just changed my life. I'm less angry, I'm less depressed, I'm more happy, and I'm more aware of my feelings and thoughts. I think that's one of the biggest ways I've changed. I think before I had no sense of direction, but now I have a sense of direction and I have an understanding of where He wants me to go. I know that God is with me, and I didn't have that sense of belonging before, or sense of Him being there. God is like the greatest thing I could think has ever happened to me. And I just want to pass that down and pass that to somebody else, and give Him back to the place that it really just invested into me.